ready to indict him. The case centers around alleged misuse of campaign funds, a mistress, and a frantic attempt to cover it all up. Here is CNN's Joe Johns.
John Edwards, the politician. Remember him?
We have much work to do because the truth is we still live in a country where there are two different Americas.
But as it turned out, Mr. Two Americas here had two very different faces himself, and one of them wasn't very pretty. People close to him said it was the face of betrayal. Betrayal of the people closest to him. His late wife Elizabeth, his supporters, his staffers, his contributors. Granted, Edwards was a promising politician at first, successful Democratic senator from the South, telegenic guy, rich trial lawyer, but a spokesman for the poor, smart but homegrown. Talked such a good game he got picked up as John Kerry's running mate in 2004.
I have chosen a man who understands and defends the values of America.
But it didn't work out, so next election cycle, Edwards jumped into the race for the White House once again, and by early 2008,
It's time for me to step aside.
he was out. But not before getting entangled in a messy relationship with a woman named Rielle Hunter. She eventually gave birth to Edwards' child. Edwards at first denied having the affair and then denied being the father. But last year, he finally admitted it. The story reached a sleazy low point when a videotape surfaced that is reported to show Edwards and Hunter having sex. The tape wound up in the hands of former Edwards staffer Andrew Young, who turned it over to a court after Rielle Hunter filed a lawsuit. It took 8 months before Edwards' wife Elizabeth, suffering from terminal cancer, learned the extent of the affair. And before she died last year, she went public with her feelings in a book and numerous TV appearances.
I wrote in it. Maybe it was that 30-year investment I had in my marriage. Maybe it was that I could not separate the flawed man before me from the boy with whom I fell in love in 1975. It does not matter now.
The death of Elizabeth Edwards might have been the end of the story, except for the fact that there has yet to be a full public accounting. Edwards raised $43.9 million in campaign money in his bid for the White House. Where some of it came from and where it went has been carefully scrutinized. Rielle Hunter worked for the campaign and got paid as a videographer. Questions have been raised whether any of the federal campaign funds donated to support Edwards might have been used improperly, misreported, not reported at all, or used to keep the affair quiet. Andrew Young said he was persuaded to claim Rielle Hunter's child was his own, and that he went to great lengths as Edwards' aide to help conceal the affair.
This was John Edwards' idea from the beginning.
Which brings us back to the Golden Boy, a once rising politician with so much promise. Something like this could never have been part of the plan.
Joe Johns, live in D.C. Joe, the wording here is very important because we know the Justice Department may be ready to prosecute, but there could also be a plea deal. How likely is